Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back. This video is for the Scorpio sisters and brothers, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising. Before I get started, this is a general reading, so if you feel like what I'm saying isn't resonating with you, go on and check out your Moon and or Rising sign, which I do have linked down below in the description box, okay? We're back in business, back on track. This is going to be the typical 4-card spread, looking at the energy coming in for you, any obstacles or challenges you might be facing during the month of April. And because we are mostly dealing with Aries energy during this month, looking at where you need to tap into a little bit of that cardinal fire energy and take initiative. And as always, a soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? So let's just get started. And before I do get started, if you are new to my channel, I keep it very real. I don't sugarcoat the spreads. I don't sugarcoat with the messages from the cards. I believe that can do more damage than it does good. So if you're not into the real, go on and just go and click out of this video right now. I mean, I say that because the card coming up for you as far as the energy of April is concerned, you've got the Shadow card, which carries this energy of the number 43, which breaks down into 7, which tells me that there's a little bit of soul searching that needs to be done here during the month of April, Scorpio. As you know, it's a whole bunch of craziness going on outside in the world. We've got this COVID pandemic happening. I've been watching The Expanse, and the way I just said pandemic sounds like how Bobby talks, and I might need to lay off of the show for a minute. But anyways, so we've got all this craziness happening out in the world, and you guys are water signs, so you're okay with sitting inside and being introverts anyway. But during this time, as you're really like kind of secluded, there may be a lot of time on your hands to really think about shit that hasn't necessarily gone right, or that you might think of as has gone wrong for yourself, or that isn't good, or habits that you want to break. So you've got this Shadow card coming up here, and it's not a negative message. It's not a, oh my gosh, let's be scared, shit's lurking in the shadows. No, this is as you're sitting with yourself and your thoughts and your isolation like everybody else, what you should be doing during the month of April, Scorpio, is really tackling, the shadow aspects of your personality and of the things that you are carrying around. And that does have to do with healing, and that also has to do with breaking bad habits and being very honest and real with yourself and looking at and saying, okay, what am I doing that's not right, quote unquote. I don't like to use the words right and wrong when I'm describing things, but that's the best way that I can put it right now. But looking at what you're doing wrong, and then also looking at what you're carrying around that does not really serve you anymore, okay? And I'm not going to stay too long on that card because I'm going to go a little bit more into that with the other cards. Let's get into the next one, which is in the crossing position, which is what could be posing an obstacle or a challenge for you during the month of April. And sure enough, you've got the knowledge card. And this card popping up in this position in regards to it crossing that shadow energy, it's kind of actually working hand in hand in a weird way. What I'm picking up there is that Scorpio, you may be carrying around this dense energy, you might be feeling it, but you may be in a position to where you don't necessarily understand why you're feeling down in the dumps, or you don't necessarily understand why you're reacting so emotionally. And keep in mind that we are underneath the Aries lunar cycle for most of the month, so there's a lot of passionate and fiery emotions popping off all over the place, okay? So you might be, harnessing that energy and not necessarily understanding why. This knowledge card is in a crossing position, so this tells me you don't really have a clue as to what is triggering you. If you watch my videos, you know that I do like to talk about turning these challenge obstacle cards into upright supporting positions for the energies that's supposed to be coming in for us during this month. So as you see, you're supposed to be doing shadow work this month. You need to be working on the shadow aspects of the self. But you need to figure out what those shadow aspects are. So me personally, I do a lot of guided meditations. I work with my stones. I do a lot of journaling. Whatever it is that can help you figure out what's weighing you down or weighing heavy on your heart, mind, and spirit, that's what you need to devote your energy to during this month, to turn the knowledge card into an upright position to help you do and work through this shadow work, okay? So going, excuse me, going a little further into that, in the position of where you need to devote your energy, where you need to tap into some cardinal Aries Ram energy and take initiative, you've got the 9 of water. And very quickly before I talk about this card, you've got 9 coming up twice in your spread here. And with that being said, 9 is the number associated with the energy of cycles closing, chapters ending, and the energy of ascension, moving forward into the next chapter, our energy shifting, right? So for you, during this month of April, although we're coming into, you know, a new lunar cycle, coming into a new astrological year, we're coming into the springtime, there's a lot of things that you are wrapping up right now, Scorpio. There's a lot of shit that you're like, it's time to work on through this, time to work that out, time to close this up, time to clear that out, right? So now with this 9 of water card, in this Dreams of Gaia deck, this card resonates with this energy of healing your emotional trauma and acknowledging and understanding your emotional triggers, and also being able to figure out what, I guess the best way to put it is being enlightened in regards to what is weighing you down emotionally. So this goes hand in hand with what I was saying. This actually goes hand in hand with this shadow work energy coming in. It's time for you to work on the shadow aspects of the self, but you are here to tap into the 9 of water energy to help you figure out what that is. So again, my suggestion honestly is to do some meditations. I really like guided meditations because if you're like me, when it comes to meditating and figuring out what it is that you need to figure out, you sit down and you're like, well, shit, I don't know what to do here. So I like guided meditations because they help me visualize what it is that I'm trying to do. So I would really suggest doing some of those in regards to your shadow work and clarity, possibly working with the higher self so you can really gain some insight into what it is that needs to be worked on. The month of April for you is kind of going to be quiet in regards to, you know, interacting with the outside world, but it's quiet for everybody. We are on lockdown, okay? So take this time to do the work that needs to be done for the self. That way, when we're all able to go out and function in the world like regular people again, you know, you are rocking with this new positive energy and have done the work and have figured out your emotional triggers so you can not necessarily avoid it, but know how to stop yourself from being triggered, so you can figure out the emotional baggage that you're carrying around so you can clear it out. So when you go back into the world again, you're not holding on to the stuff that you don't need, and you have space to bring in the stuff that you do, okay? Now, the last card that I have coming up for you Scorpios in your spread is in the position of your soul message, and you've got lavender, which has the number 44 here. Not a master number, but it is also a very powerful number. It carries a very spiritual vibration. 4 is the number associated with the angels, and you've got 44 here. So this is, you know, it's a very spiritual month for you. It's a time for you to do a lot of, you know, work and spiritual progression, so to speak. Lavender is, well, the message on the card is connect to mind, body, and soul. So again, you know, just really doing work for yourself. Lavender is a shade of purple. I was going to say a version of purple. Lavender is a shade of purple. So I associate lavender with the crown chakra. So if you have some time in addition to doing those other meditations that I told you about, do some crown chakra work. You know, wash your hair, give yourself a scalp massage. Work with some crown chakra stones. Those are typically white or purple. Sometimes they're like dark in color. And also just really devote some energy to bringing in some balance and some peace for yourself. And you can do so by using this water energy to clear some emotional shit out. And you can do so by tapping into connecting with the higher self and gaining the knowledge that you need to gain in order to do the work. Listen, it might not sound like it, but April's going to be a very poppin' month for you in the long run, okay, Scorpio? So just do the work that needs to be done now so you can enjoy it and reap the rewards of what you've sown later, all right? That is your spread. I hope it provided you with some insight. If you feel like you need your own personal reading, feel free to book one with me. I have instructions on how to do so down below in the description box. I also got hella new videos up. Aries new moon video, talking about the Aries lunar cycle energy we'll be working with for the next month. I've got a video up on Saturn moving into Aquarius. A lot of wild Aquarius nonsense happening in the world right now. Watch that video. April pick a card readings, and I also did do a coronavirus tarot reading because I just feel like the people need to know that we are going to be okay, and it is okay to chill out. All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.